Hey, what's up guys? It's me, Juan Pablo from 100% Finance at 100%finance.com. Mr. Cash Flow, Mr. Passive Income, the people's mentor. I got what you need to succeed. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I greatly appreciate your viewership. Topic of discussion for today is this. How many mortgages can you have in real estate investing? I get that question asked a lot. And if you see me looking left and right, and my head on the swivel is because I have some live feeds going on right now. So shout out to YouTube Live as well as Facebook Live. You know I'm doing a recorded video right here for YouTube and other platforms. Alright, so let's get into the subject matter. Mortgages. How many mortgages can you have? Many people hit me up on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook. These are at 100% Finance, by the way, the social media handles, asking this burning question. While starting out, there is a limit. Because oftentimes, when you start out, you start off right here in residential mortgages. So when you're talking about doing mortgages with Fannie and Freddie, that's the secondary mortgage market, they have some restrictions on how many mortgages they feel comfortable extending to you as an individual. So if you're holding properties in your name, you incorporated it, in other words, then of course they're going to have some restrictions and say, well, you can have up to 4, or yeah, you can have up to 9 residential properties in your name. However, if you want to become a real estate investor, there is no limit to how many mortgages you can have in your name. I will repeat. There is no limit to how many mortgages you can have in regard to real estate investing as an investor. Okay? So when I say in your name, when I'm talking about residential, I'm talking about under you incorporated. Your property is being held in your name, right? Indeed. But as a real estate investor, what do we create? Entities. So you just have control, but not ownership. And that's what I think John D. Rockefeller said, that control is better than ownership. You control the entity, but the property itself, the mortgage, may not technically be in your name. But if it is in your name, let's say if you do commercial and your lender requires to still do a credit check on you and so forth, because some lenders are like that with commercial mortgages, but you can continue to acquire multiple properties more and more and more and more. Because people, they reach out to me and ask me that, well, how do you have 63 units in your portfolio? And I have a 9-unit under contract, by the way. So I'm not here just trying to sell coaching programs and not actively investing in real estate. That really pisses me off a little bit. When, let's say these thought leaders out here, they have so much great value and content, nothing to knock that, but they don't continue to invest in real estate. So I want you to know, I always invest in real estate because I perceive it as a valuable asset, and so should you. Alright, even if you have your day job, your 9 to 5, whatever you do for your earned income, you should still have passive income coming in. Income coming in on a consistent basis with little to none of your own work required. So knock on wood, if you're not, unfortunately, if you're unable to, trade your hours for dollars, at least you still have those rental checks coming into your mailbox, okay? But let's get back in that. I was going off on a tangent. So I am a full-time real estate investor. Again, 63 units with a 9-unit under contract. We should be expecting to close within the next 3 to 4 weeks, okay? But I continue to get mortgages and mortgages and mortgages because I form new entities, new partnerships, new properties. I do it the whole 9 yards. I get more entities and I get more partnerships. So that way the lender's just not looking at me. They're looking at the partners and they're looking at the property itself and the entity we just created. Okay, so that's the way around it. You have to come to a point where you graduate from residential to commercial. Okay? And that's what I like to call the natural progression of a real estate investor. You may start off in residential, just like I did, bought a 2-family, then a single family, and a 4-unit. By the way, in regard to mortgages, anything from a single family to a 4-unit is considered residential. It's considered residential, okay? Even though it's 4, people say that's multifamily. In the mortgage world, 1, 2, 3, or 4 units is considered residential. Okay, so they still have those strict underwriting that these major banks have, that are backed by Fannie and Freddie. Okay, and they'll have those restrictions on you in regards to how many mortgages you can have. But you want to progress into commercial. So I started off with a two family, I lived in one unit, rent out the other, FHA. Then I had a single family, then a 4-unit. Then I just started going commercial. I started building up the rap sheet to do commercial. A 5-unit, a 6-unit, a 9-unit, a 9-unit, another 9-unit, and a 13-unit, and an 11-unit. I continued to buy small apartment buildings. And I live out of state as well. So as a side note, you can buy cash flow and rental properties, apartment buildings. I specialize between 5 and 20 units in apartment buildings. You can buy these things out of state, right? We have a beautiful thing called the internet, right? And as an entrepreneur, you can always outsource those activities. I'm not the guy who's screwing that nail in, that screw into the wall. I'm not the guy slinging the hammer or unplugging the toilet or showing up for court because I have to evict a tenant. No, all those activities get outsourced. And we teach you how to do that in our coaching program, okay? Just in case you're interested. So you want to go here. You want to end up being in residential. But it's important to know if you qualify or not for the financing. So there's power in knowing, right? Now you might be watching today and say, well, it sounds all good, Juan Pablo, but I don't have the FICO score. Or I don't have the documented income. I get paid under the table, or I'm a wholesaler. A wholesaler is a real estate term. It's a real estate strategy, I should say. And it's a really good strategy. You get money coming in, or you get a contract with a motivated seller. You get a property under contract with a motivated seller, my apologies. And then you assign that contract. You sell it to an end buyer. Like me, I'll buy it. If you have a good deal, and I have to pay you $5,000 to get the rights to your deal, why wouldn't I? What's $5,000 if I could potentially flip that property and make 40? I'll pay you $5,000 all day long. And if you're just getting started out with no cash, no credit, then by all means, that's an excellent strategy for you. We teach that in our products like our ebooks, books, and in the coaching program. So just check the links below, wherever you're at, or just go to our website so you can learn more. Okay? You got it. Alright, so you definitely want to know if you qualify or not. You want to know if you qualify for a mortgage, and you want to know if you qualify for other creative financing, okay? Such as business funding. So if you don't qualify for a mortgage, it's not the end of the world. If you apply through us, you check the link below, because we offer low doc mortgages, by the way. Low doc meaning there's low documentation required, especially if you're that wholesaler out there, you're that investor out there who may not have the positive tax returns, or you might not have 1099s, W-2s, and so forth. Like me, I don't have a 1099 because I'm self-employed, so to speak. I'm a business owner, okay? So I don't have W-2s or anything of that nature, right? So how do I get qualified for mortgages? Again, I have a 9-unit under contract. We teach people how to get around that. So even if you don't have the FICO score, the full docs, the stated income, it's cool. You just have to apply. There's power in knowing. I hate when people say ignorance is bliss. No, my people perish for lack of knowledge, right? You perish for lack of knowing. So you want to know now. So apply for low doc mortgages, and it's specific for investing. Okay, it's not for your personal use. We only offer low doc mortgages for people who are looking to purchase or refinance an investment property. Okay. So make sure you qualify, and just keep in mind, guys, if you don't qualify based upon credit, it's not the end of the world. We've all been there. I've never met a successful entrepreneur, real estate investor, or business person for that matter, who started off with a silver spoon in their mouth, with excellent credit, that Holly Berry credit looking so fine, so pretty that, woo, banks be finding you attractive as a borrower. I've never in my life, and I network a lot, okay? I'm involved with many networking organizations with entrepreneurs, with real estate investors, online businesses. I have a bunch of associations, and not once did I meet someone who had everything lined up for them. None of them did. They all had some rags to riches story. And guess what? You can have that story as well. Now, you might not have been clothed in rags, you know, as the saying goes, but you may have a 500 FICO score, you might not have the income or so forth. But guess what? You can do that. Like I said, there's a natural progression of a real estate investor. So today, if you decide, you know what, I am a real estate investor, even though I don't know a lick about real estate, even though I don't know what my FICO score is, or if I'll qualify for financing, for a mortgage, I don't know how to analyze a property, and we have a free analyzer, a deal analyzer, okay, that you can download for rental properties and for mortgages. Just subscribe to our website. Check the link below so you can get this tool for free. This is a tool, I actually paid for this tool. They have this guy created for me so I can quickly analyze deals. Because if I'm always looking at deals, I don't have the time to just be checking everything line by line. I want a spreadsheet to do it for me automatically. So if you want access to it, just check the link below. It's our gift to you, okay? And yeah, if you don't qualify, you don't have this silver spoon in your mouth, it's no problem. But if you decide today, you know what, I'm a real estate investor, then guess what, my friend? You will become a successful real estate investor. But you have to continue to progress. You have to continue to keep going. All right, just don't quit. Whatever you do, don't quit. And last and certainly not least are services. So if anything in this video struck a chord with it, you say, you know what, I do need to know what my FICO score is, or you know what, I need to know if I qualify for mortgages. You know, let me go ahead and do additional research. You know what, let me move forward to see if I can, you know, get credit repair or a low doc mortgage and so forth. And if you have any doubts about us, just listen, at 100% Finance, it's cool. You can always check out our facebook.com/100% Finance for testimonies. We have some testimonies on our homepage as well. It's perfectly fine. We're on the internet. We're an internet-based company, all right, okay? So if we were fake, as one commenter replied, or if we were doing bad business, you would know about it, correct? We're an online-based company, okay? We've been in business for over 3 years, and we're doing pretty good, okay? All right, so that's it, guys. Hopefully you found great value. If so, please like, please share, please subscribe. As always, this is to your success. And last but not least, if you like the shirt, I got this made. We're actually going to start selling these soon. Enjoy cash flow, because that's what I want you to do. I believe there's power in affirmations, right? You have to call those things that be not as though they were, okay? So if you're saying, you know what, I do want cash flow. I want that wake up whenever I feel like money. I want that mailbox money. I want residual income. I want AKA cash flow. So I can be financially free, independent, live that lifestyle. Then you want to be wearing that across your chest. Why not? And that would be a great conversational starter, cash flow. Why? If you're a wholesaler, who knows, someone might say, cash flow, what's that? You might talk to someone about your business. Conversation starter, icebreaker, all right? But if you're interested, just check the links, let me know. All right, guys, as always, to your success, please like, please share, please subscribe, and I wish you well to your success. Peace.